Hello and welcome back to This Week in Biotech by Biotech Blueprint. Today I'm covering biotech and pharma news from October 10th to October 16th, and it is edition number 74 on Substack. Okay, the first story is about Eli Lilly and their oral GLP-1 orforglipron. That's their once daily oral GLP-1 for type 2 diabetes. And it cleared 2 phase 3 trials. So in one study, it beat dapagliflozin on A1C lowering, and then in another study it added meaningful A1C drops on top of basal insulin. People also lost weight, and side effects were mostly mild stomach stuff. This matters because it positions orforglipron as a true foundational oral option, so GLP-1 power without injections. Lilly still plans an obesity filing this year and diabetes filings in 2026. This week, the White House cut a deal with AstraZeneca. State Medicaid gets most favored nation pricing, so US pays what the best price country pays. And in 2026, AstraZeneca plans to sell some drugs directly to patients at steep discounts via the new TrumpRx.gov. AstraZeneca paired this with a $50 million US manufacturing and R&D pledge at a new Virginia site. If this template spreads to other pharmas, it could reshape pricing power and how drugs reach patients. Of course, there's a caveat, and that's implementation details and legal challenges that could slow things down, but it's a notable step toward international reference pricing in the US, and it follows in Pfizer's footsteps. Novo Nordisk is expanding beyond obesity and diabetes. They're licensing Omeros zaltenibart for up to $2.1 billion in total and $340 million near term. Zaltenibart blocks MASP3, an upstream switch in the alternative complement pathway, which is a hot target in rare immune diseases. It already showed solid phase 2 data in paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, which is a rare blood disorder, with phase 3 coming, and Novo will also explore kidney diseases like IgA nephropathy and C3 glomerulopathy. The takeaway is that Novo's building a second growth pillar in rare diseases, and Omeros keeps royalties and limited MASP3 rights. Next, Praxis Precision Medicines crushed its phase 3 readout in essential tremor, which is a common movement disorder that wrecks handwriting, eating, and other daily tasks. In a 12-week parallel study, ulixacaltamide improved patients' daily living scores by an average 4.3 points at weeks 8 versus 1.7 on placebo, with all key secondary measures also positive. A second randomized withdrawal study then asked a simple question: if you've improved, do you stay better only if you stay on treatment? And after 8 weeks on drug, responders were re-randomized for 4 more weeks, and 55% who stayed on ulixacaltamide maintained their response versus 33% who switched to placebo, which was a statistically significant gap. Safety looked manageable, and Praxis has requested a pre-NDA meeting and is aiming to file in early 2026. BioCryst is acquiring Astria Therapeutics for $13 a share. The prize is navenibart, a long-acting antibody for hereditary angioedema, dosed every 3 to 6 months. That pairs neatly with BioCryst's oral Deo, the once daily oral. The strategy is give doctors both an oral and long-acting injectable and let the patient preference drive uptake. The deal is expected to close in Q1 2026. What to watch is phase 3 timing and readouts, launch execution, and payer behavior in a crowded hereditary angioedema market. And lastly, this week, Rocket Pharmaceuticals got the FDA to accept its resubmitted application for Kresladi, a lentiviral gene therapy for severe LAD-I, a rare immune disorder in kids that can be fatal without transplant. The new PDUFA decision date is March 28, 2026. The file includes data showing 100% survival at 12 months and big drops in serious infections with no treatment-related serious side effects reported. If approved, Rocket could also receive a priority review voucher, which is valuable and sealable. Small population, high impact, and a meaningful validation for Rocket's LV platform. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll be back next week. And next week, I'll be also publishing a new episode on mRNA vaccines that I recorded last week with Hartaj Singh from Biotech Capital Campus. So I hope you like that one. The first one had good feedback, so I'm really excited for you to listen to the second one. And have a fantastic weekend ahead, and I'll see you next week.